Guys, deluded Gooner. We're playing Chelsea on Sunday, of course, in the Community Shield campaign opener, curtain opener to the season. We know typically this marks the start of it's not exactly the Premier League, but it's the opener. You guys know what I mean. So let's get into it. Firstly, there's no friendlies in football. Yes, it is a friendly, and the very fact that despite I think Moses is suspended for when they go and play Burnley, Chelsea, Koscielny's obviously suspended because he got sent off against Everton. They're allowed to both play in this game. So yeah, on the surface of that, it's not an important game. I mean, some people, some sides, some fans incorporate the Community Shield and have been running around with this treble stuff and incorporating it as part of the treble. It's a bit silly. But yeah, by this, it doesn't, on paper, from what I've just said, it doesn't seem like that big of a game. But there's no friendlies in football. More so to the fact, two North London derbies. Chelsea hate us. We hate Chelsea. They won the league. We beat them in the FA Cup at Wembley. So they're going to want revenge. Added to that, Chelsea are going. They face a season now where they're trying to do the impossible. It's not impossible, but very few teams have retained the title. And that's what they're trying to do. So this can help them build momentum and is a means to go on. In our case, disgraceful season out of the Champions League. We need to start serious. And like I said, it won't be the same as the FA Cup game because the context and the pressure of that we were facing is different, but it will go a long way towards building momentum for the season. And just damn right to the fact, friendly or not, there's a chance to win a trophy at the expense of a rival. It's just simply bragging rights. Yeah, you can't brag too much and draw conclusions, but yeah. In regards to the intensity, you'd also think it's going to be a high intensity game similar to at Wembley in May. They were clamping us, we were clamping them. I saw a dirty foul / tackle from Ozil and Hazard. They were doing certain things to us. Both sides wanted it. To a degree, I think it's going to be like that. But to the other side of me, looking at it, is pre-season. We know it takes about anything from 4 to 8 games, depending on the squad player and fitness regime, to get fully match fitness. So with that in mind, can you really expect them to be all the players to be all action, flying in and things like that? In our case, to have any chance of beating Arsenal, how are we going to beat Arsenal if we are Arsenal? Of beating Chelsea, simply put, we need to match the desire, commitment, passion, team cohesion, feeding off the fans' energy, fighting for once another and one other. Like soldiers in an army in the trenches. We need to do that. Them very same values I've just spoken about. What happened in May, and transmit that again on Sunday, because both sides want to win it. Like I said, it's a chance to build, and it's ultimately silverware at the end of the day. Likely to see three at the back from both sides. Conte, the first manager of recent years to win the league playing three at the back, had everybody copying him. At the start, they were keeping clean sheets unbeatable, really. Towards the end, they kind of got found out slightly. Not as much clean sheets as they would have liked, but they still got over the line. And they've got an excellent side. Three at the back gave us stability in our troubled period. Wenger said he's going to run with it next year. He's not ruled out four at the back, and I believe there's some games we need to switch to four at the back, 4-3-3, for example, in certain games. So you're going to see three at the back from both sides. You're going to see a congested midfield. You're going to, much like the game in May, it's going to be down to the midfield. You saw Xhaka and Co and Ramsey fighting in the trenches in May. It's going to be the same, and whoever comes out on top is going to do that. Of course, again, fullback is going to be an interesting area for both sides. On the left and the right hand side, it's very much going to be like last time. So yeah, team news. Who else? Chelsea. I think Chelsea are missing Bakayoko. I don't know why. Chelsea fans, tell me why. I'm just going to assume it's an injury, or maybe he's just not fully match fit. Hazard's obviously injured. He looks a doubt for the Burnley game as well. I think there's a couple other players. Oh, Pedro, of course. So that leaves Willian. Willian can start. Morata and Mishi probably start because there's hardly any bodies in that sense. And Conte hasn't ruled out playing both of them. You guys know my feelings on Morata. I want him to do well this season. Please don't do well on Sunday though. Conte's also said, while we're talking about players, I know it's not really in regards to this, but Conte's also said that he's got a small side, only one change, only one player is not enough to improve the side. I think when you consider all the back and forth between the rumours of the rifts between some of the board members and Conte, maybe that's a slight indirect towards he wants additional funding or he wants to address certain areas. We know he signed Bakayoko, we know he signed Morata, we know he signed Rudiger, but maybe he deems that you need other places. And that also sounds a bit dodgy when you consider, I don't know whether he wanted to sell Matic or not, but I think there was a presser, he was asked about Matic and they said he'd have to ask the club. So who knows in that regard as to what's happened. But yeah, Chelsea, yeah, back to this game. I do believe they have a claim to retain the title as much as anyone. So yeah, back to this game on our front. Ozil was carrying a knock, and I think he trained separately from the side. in our open session. Saturday's back in the side, so he'll be okay. The same goes for Ramsey. Coughlin got injured in the Emirates Cup, so he isn't going to be there. Alexis, he's back in training. There's no stopping Alexis. If he wants to play, he's going to play. Mustafi, I'd play him, but I can understand if he doesn't. I would personally play him. I believe you just have to play him in this sort of game. Him, Koscielny, and Holding has got to be the lineup for me. Koscielny, while we're speaking about Koscielny and Moses, like I said earlier, they're banned technically, I think, for the official games, but now it's a friendly, they can both play. So you'd like to think they both feature. In regards to teams, I don't like to predict teams. I'd hope Czech starts. I think it's just got about go to Ox on the right hand side, the left Kozlesniak. Back three, it probably won't be, but Koscielny, Mustafi, and Holding. In the middle, Xhaka and Ramsey. I would actually, in fact, I'd love to put Ox and Xhaka together, but we never see that partnership too tough unless we have to. So that isn't going to happen. Of course, Ozil and Alexis have got to start. And you've got to play the big man Lacazette, but I can see a case for Giroud starting. But personally, I'd start Lacazette. You've got to throw these players in at the deep end sort of thing. It's a friendly. Yeah, if we lose, it will not be upsetting, but it's not the end of the world. And you'll get to see what it's like. I mean, it's a big game. Throw him in at the deep end. There's no point thinking stringing him along slowly and surely and all of them sort of things. But the main thing for me is if we could just build upon a platform. Yes, if we beat Chelsea, we cannot be carried away. But it'd be nice to just build upon a platform and go towards and then work towards December. From now to December, just work towards that, minimizing losses and things like that, and see where it takes us. This is probably, there's not much more to be said on that front. I mean, simply put, it's bragging rights and it's the start of your campaign to start it brightly. Both sides want that. Conte's going after the league, and of course he's in the Champions League, and they might not be the strongest in that competition, but of course they want to win it and win anything else they're involved. Us the same, every club. So yeah, it's a chance to start brightly. We're here obviously because we won the FA Cup and they won the league. So yeah, it will be a good game. Hopefully we win. If we lose, it'll be upsetting, but it's not the end of the world. Dust ourselves off and go again. What I would like to see is a committed defensive performance. If we beat Chelsea, cannot draw conclusions because key players like Hazard are not there. But I'd like to see us not giving anything away defensively too tough. If you look at the final where we actually won, Ospina, it's ironic. Ospina did some controversial stuff in that game, but he also saved us. There was a lot of self-inflicting errors. Holding had a good game, but I remember holding for Costa. He lost Costa. Costa's not going to play, obviously. But by that same logic, I would just like to see a convincing performance defensively, to be honest. Of course, I want to win, but that's what I'd like to see, because in the big games throughout the last season, you saw us become, just behave like kindergarten kids, really. So yeah, Deluded Gooner, I'm signing out, guys. There's not much more to be said. Sorry I couldn't bring you guys anything else. I mean, Arsenal versus Chelsea on Sunday. There's not much more to be said on that front, guys. Deluded Gooner, I'm signing out. Thank you for watching.